All right, Elvis fans, Lisa Marie fans, Ray Elvis Photos members and subscribers. Let's get to talking, not just about the book, but about while we read these comments. I want to feature your comments. But shocking, shocking, shocking. Priscilla showed up on stage last night. The nerve of her to either crash it, because Riley sure looked surprised. She didn't. Looks like she didn't hug her grandma when her grandma hugged her, according to the picture. And makes you wonder whether she's even read the book because, as we know, the book does not paint Priscilla in a good light at all. We've been talking about the alleged accused episodes of what happened. Michael Edwards, like, why would she show up to this? The book paints her in a horrific light. There's really nothing I've seen that has any positivity to it. And we all know that Priscilla was aware of what was occurring, and yet she didn't kick him out until the end of the relationship, 6 years later. She was with Michael Edwards from 78 to 84. So here's some comments here. Janet Watson, 7966. Priscilla should have charges brought up against her, and the perv that molested Lisa Marie needs prison. I believe everything that Lisa says is true. No child knows things an adult knows. Prissy should not be buried at Grace, and she's not a Presley. And that's just the overwhelming feeling of Elvis fans that are out there that I've seen. There is an occasional Priscilla fan that comes on here and uses the kind of... I guess excuse, that no parent is perfect, and that she was being abused as well. But I don't know. I mean, Priscilla's either a strong, confident, independent woman who's a phenomenal business person, or she is a weak person that can't defend herself, can't defend her child. And we've seen what the result of her son is, never own, who turned into a drug addict. And we saw how sad Lisa was. So I don't know. I just don't think she's much of anything. John Davis, regarding Priscilla being buried at Graceland, may I suggest you watch... Okay, so y'all read this comment. He's talking about a couple of different channels that talks about preventing Priscilla's burial at Graceland. I've seen a bunch of videos. I think it's going to come down to Memphis, whether they allow Priscilla to be buried there, since there's only 6 plots that are allowed by law right now, and they are already filled. We know Priscilla is over in Graceland, pretty much living there, doing everything she possibly can to foster goodwill with the city, doing free stuff, I'm sure. Susan Faltistico? I know Susan, I got that right. You said lovely music. Thank you so much. He should be so sad. I think we're talking about Elvis. I'm sure he would be. Sandy Barr says, people are saying, why didn't Lisa tell someone about Mike Edwards when she was alive? Well, she was alive when she made these tapes and was writing this book. She didn't know she was going to die. So the answer to that is she did. She finally got the confidence to tell, and she was. My question is, what else would have been in the book had she not passed? How much more would there have been? And that's true, because I'm sure some stuff potentially was left out, and Riley said herself that she edited it a little bit. So there may have been some very angry things that were said about Priscilla and others that didn't make the book and maybe were changed around. I mean, Riley had a tall task here. But at the same time, you got to wonder if Priscilla is aware of the firestorm this book created against her and, of course, Michael Edwards. I learned from the last channel that the abuse part was removed from the English version of the book. The audiobook is complete, though. Over there in the UK, I believe they've got the essay edited out. So yeah. What do you guys think about Priscilla showing up on stage? I'm going to be going to the Nashville one at Belmont. And, gosh, I sure hope Priscilla doesn't travel over, because I will be the one that's yelling a few things as I'm leaving. Because, the thing is, I don't think she deserves peace on this myself. I believe she needs to be called to task. And that's what Elvis fans are doing. Did she actually, commit the actions? No. There's no accusations of that. But she allowed them to happen. Eagle Arrow, man, those that garbage plate, I had that in Rochester. It's phenomenal. And I don't think Elvis did have ever try it, but you never know. He might have actually tried it. He was a foodie, wasn't he? Yeah, so there's a lot of people angry at Priscilla. But anyways, let's go ahead and have a conversation. You guys have been great about the comments, and that's why I'm featuring your comments here. And I'm going to keep playing some of the Elvis songs I've written in the background, and hint at a couple new ones that are coming out. And no, I don't have this yet on iTunes or Spotify yet. I'm going to, but there's a lot of I don't want to say legal ramifications, but YouTube. It's kind of complicated with my channel with it is. But if you're interested, email me at rareelvisphotos@gmail.com, and I'll let you know how to download them, or send me a Venmo or something like that, and I'll send you the record in advance. So rareelvisphotos@gmail.com for those that are interested. All right, so speaking of Scientology, didn't John Travolta help broker the Riley and Priscilla agreement? I don't know. I know that he was involved with some stuff. I just don't know whether it was that agreement or not. I think I read it somewhere as well. After Priscilla knew about it, she should have never stayed with him, especially leave Lisa Marie with him when she went away to do her own thing. I know. Lisa basically said that she spent more time with Michael than Priscilla growing up. Shocking, because this didn't happen right at the very end of the relationship. Lisa says this happened at 10, 11, 12, 13, and perhaps later than that. If Priscilla made Edwards apologize after the first incident, then that's it. No second chance, Linda says. Why would a mother risk it? Lisa Marie was taken from her father, witnessed her mom with Mike Stone, which couldn't have been a healthy environment since Mike was a piece of garbage, who cheated on a pregnant wife with a psycho being Priscilla, who befriended that wife during the courtship. And she did. Oh yeah, so Lisa was there when her dad passes, and Lisa Marie said in an interview that her father was broken, and she witnessed people, as she called them, feed off of her dad, then suffered psychological and mental abuse with her mother as the enabler. Lisa Marie was not a difficult child, she was a destroyed child. That's a great point that you make, and I've been trying to say that. She was only the way she turned out because of her mother and Michael Edwards. It's a miracle that she was able to have any normalcy and success. You're going to be a difficult child, as Riley said, when you have that stuff going on. And I just wish I could get a hold of Riley's ear and say, Riley, what are you talking about? And I think that she had mentioned somewhere in an interview, this is hearsay, somebody put a comment, I haven't actually heard it, that when they were talking about the physical abuse that she endured by Priscilla, or, according to Mike Stone in the book, that Riley said she was a difficult child. Well, she would be a difficult child if she's being abused. Priscilla was a destructive person. I know people like her. They thrive on the power. She destroyed Elvis and Lisa Marie. And and that's a great point. So here is another thing. When she came out and she sat down, she said, "Was mine bigger than yours?" From what one of the witnesses said, talking about the applause. Talk about a narcissistic person. All about me, 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 me. The story's messed up. I'm done. I don't want to hear anything about it. It's just too much. I will definitely watch it when you... I will do the Elvis and Kathy book here soon. With these shows that are going on the last couple of days, I just have had very little time to actually sit down and read the book and edit it through. So I'll get back to the Elvis and Kathy, I promise. There are no words that adequately express my disgust for Priscilla but you. That's a great comment. Janice says there's other secrets. They have two fans. There's other secrets. They have two fans. Well, the Memphis Mafia were always right about her greedy. I think I get the idea of your comment there. I didn't understand the first one there, but thanks for coming on, Janice. Janice Layton, 7348. The Lisa Marie Presley tell-all book about Priscilla Presley, C-063 says, don't buy the UK version. Someone made sure it got censored, and Lisa's abuse by Scylla's boyfriend was deleted by the book, or from the book. So let's continue to read these comments. Some of y'all made it through all 44 minutes of the comments yesterday. And like I said, I'm definitely going to put some of the Elvis songs in the background that I made for Elvis, and hint at some of the new ones, like this one that's coming up. It's a brand new song. and it happens to be really the voice of the majority of what you guys think on this channel, you ladies and gentlemen that are out there. All right, so I'll come back at the end of the video and wrap it up.
Lisa was the sweetest girl. Her daddy loved her so. Prissy took her to L.A., replaced Elvis with Mike Stone. Then she ran out of cash and sued the king of rock and roll. Made him sell his royalties and play show after show. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took. Took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took. Took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Prissy B should lose the Presley name.
All right, everybody. So that's the new song that I've got out. I've been listening to y'all and what you guys think, and you know, trying to defend Elvis's legacy as well as Lisa's legacy here. So if you're interested in that, like I said, it's not on iTunes, Spotify, any of those online retailers yet. But I do have the record available and ready. So if you want to email me at rareelvisphotos@gmail.com, I'll let you know where you can. It's $9.99 for the whole record, so I'm keeping it affordable, much cheaper than you find a record in Target or any of the retailers that are out there. And I will send you guys the digital files so you guys can download them on your phone and have them. So rareelvisphotos@gmail.com if you're interested. And I know that I've seen a lot of comments. So anyways, let's get on to some more music. Let's read some more comments. You guys are really out there defending Elvis. Oh my God, this is shocking. Poor little precious Lisa Marie. Priscilla should have kicked Edwards' sorry ass out immediately and pressed charges. She ignored the abuse, that's true, and made her just as vile and disgusting as Edwards. That's the thing that I don't understand, why some Priscilla fans that have come on, I don't understand. Maybe they haven't read it. Maybe they're reading the edited version. But, you know, and some people are kind of gaslighting Lisa Marie. in her grave, saying that she had proper time to tell the story um, while she was alive. Well, she was writing it while she was still alive. And they say, well, on Howard Stern, she said that she stopped him. Well, she was out promoting her record. It's not the time to be talking about assault, especially in 2003. I mean, women were not believed, and so she wasn't going to put herself there in that personal thing. Howard Stern tried the best to try to get it out of it. She mentioned on Larry King, but regardless, she was writing this book. She was putting her memoirs down on an audio files, and Riley believes her. That's why Riley put it out. And just shocking that Priscilla got on stage, and it was very telling that Riley's arms were straight down, at least in that picture. I don't know why I didn't see a video of it, where she didn't hug Priscilla back. So did Priscilla crash it? Let me know in the comments if you think she crashed it, or was she invited by Nicole Richie, or what, I mean, Priscilla's got the power to walk up and say, I'm going to surprise my granddaughter without Riley knowing. I don't know. Anyhow, let's continue with some of the Elvis tribute music that I've been creating lately, and it'll end up being out online under the Sins Country, which is my wife and I's country music duo, and it's going to be called Songs of Elvis. But like I said, in advance, if you want to get it in advance, send me an email to rareelvisphotos@gmail.com. All right, let's get on with the music. Let's get on with the comments. You comment on this video, more than likely you're going to get featured tomorrow. I will be bringing the Elvis and Kathy book back. That's got to be finished. That's got to probably maybe another 5-6 sections, maybe more than that. And then we got Child Bride. We're still reading, and My Army Days with Elvis by Johnny Lang. Very positive, happy book about Elvis. All right, here we go.
I'm in a blue suede dream tonight, and feel the rhythm come alive. My heart beats to every Elvis song. On my turntable I turn on. Hound dog echoes in my veins, jailhouse rocking through the years. We're all the part of him that red remains as we wipe away our tears. We say thank you to the mailman, say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Feel the tremor in the night, guitar strings start to hum, and the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. We say thank you to the mailman, say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. First a blue moon in the sky, can't help falling but don't wonder why. Elvis' spirit never dies in our soul. For all our lives we say thank you to the mailman, say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Feel the tremor in the night, guitar strings start to hum, and the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. Feel the tremor in the night, guitar strings start to hum, and the stars up there so big and bright as Elvis starts to strum. We say thank you to the mailman, say our grace and our amens. Live our life in God we trust. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. Yeah, Elvis is alive in all of us. a blue moon in the sky. Can't help falling, but don't wonder why. The Elvis spirit never dies in our soul for all our lives. He was born in a shack in Tupelo, a healthy boy, but he lost his baby bro. He grew up poor, a dirt poor life. The only thing he had was a guitar and a bike. That was Elvis, born in '35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. In the summer of '77, Priscilla broke his heart and sent him back to heaven. He sang his songs for all to hear. American Trilogy still brings a tear. That was Elvis, born in '35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis. A gift in Lisa Marie, but now she's singing with Elvis in heaven's jubilee. That was Elvis, born in '35, that was Elvis. The coolest cat alive, from don't be cruel to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, from that's alright to all shook up, suspicious minds to burn in love. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis. That was Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. Shadow of the king still haunts the Memphis night, in the dimming southern light. Graceland comes alive. He walks those southern halls, his footsteps fall and fall, until those gates up front swing wide and bring his fans inside. Elvis looks out, smiles down at the crowd, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, day after day, night after night. Memories like a song, keeps the king walking on. He is still amazed, we love him to this day. Elvis looks out, smiles down at the crowd, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, day after day, night after night. Elvis looks out, smiles down at the crowd, from his window way up high at Graceland, watching time go by, watching over us all, day after day, night after night, day after day, night after night. She held him close to her heart from the very start. Through every joy and fear, she kept him near and dear, with a love that's pure and true. In everything she'd do, a mother's guiding light shone through the Elvis night. Oh, Gladys loved her son till her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Holding her hand, he found peace, and all her worries would not cease. There shares a bond that never fades. It loves me tender shades. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Holding her hand, he found peace, and all her worries would not cease. They shares a bond that never fades. It loves me tender shades. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. With every note he'd sing, he danced on her heartstrings. A melody so sweet made their bond complete. Oh, Gladys loved her son until her big old heart gave out. And there's no greater love than a mother's love. Yeah, there's no greater love than a mother's love. King in his blue suede shoes stepped through the White House doors. The country was going down the tubes, Elvis couldn't be ignored. Nixon at his desk all stern, wondering what the king might say. He didn't like the Memphis Flash until meeting him that day. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing, Elvis and Nixon. Elvis said with a serious look, I'm here to help with the youth. Let the real revolution begin. The badge was all it took. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing, Elvis and Nixon. He handed Nixon a 45. He brought him as a gift. The president knew this was a day he never would forget. The king and the president, rock and roll and politics. Let's make a change, let's take a stand. Nixon then shook his hand. Nobody saw those two mixing, and Nixon. There's one king above all, a light that never fades, a name that we call in every prayer we say. Through every storm we face, he stands tall and true, lifts us up with his grace, that shows what love can do. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every eye closed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. In the darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. In the darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. He gave his life for us so that we all may live. Only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. In the darkest of the nights, when hope seems all but lost, his light it shines so bright because he took up the cross. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. There's one king above all, a light that never fades, a name that we call in every prayer we say. Through every storm we face, he stands tall and true, lifts us up with his grace, that shows what love can do. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. There's one king above all, a light that never fades, a name that we call in every prayer we say. Through every storm we face, he stands tall and true, lifts us up with his grace, that shows what love can do. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Only one king that guides and frees us. Every head bowed and every hand raised. There's only one king, that's Jesus. Set Elvis up on stage. Lisa was the sweetest girl, her daddy loved her so. Prissy took her to LA, replaced Elvis with Mike Stone. Then she ran out of cash and sued the king of rock and roll. Made him sell his royalties and play show after show. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Now that Lisa's gone, she left us with her book, telling us all that Prissy B and Michael Edwards took her joy and took her dreams, took her innocence away. And Prissy has the nerve to still get up on stage. She put Elvis in an early grave, then laughed upstairs at Graceland. At least that's what a witness said, when Prissy should have saved him. Instead she drank poor Elvis and took Lisa Marie away. Elvis fans, they don't forgive her to this very day. Prissy B should lose the Presley name. Prissy B should lose the Presley name.
All right, I'm back. So we got, I don't understand why people are paying to see Priscilla and get an autograph and picture with her. She's traveling the USA, trying to make money, LOL, with a crying, funny face. Is that Dream Richards, 4972? Appreciate you coming on. I don't think I've seen much of you on this channel, but welcome to the channel if you're new. And, you know, thanks for, there's quite a few of you guys that have been sending little thanks. I guess that's like a little monetary donation beneath the videos, so appreciate that. It's not necessary, but when you do it, sure, it's helpful, so I appreciate that. Lisa, I've seen you comment quite a bit lately. Elvis Presley and Lisa Marie. The comments coming a little slow here, so apologize for that. But yeah, leave a comment. If you haven't left a comment before, maybe you've got to create a username. And I know a lot of you, I think 70% of the people that watch the videos don't have a username on YouTube, so they can't like, they can't comment. It's very easy. You create a Gmail address. If you don't know how to do it, have your son or grandchild do it and help you out. And then you can have a username like I Love Elvis Forever or Elvis Fan in Brooklyn. And then you can leave comments. Elvis Presley and Lisa Marie Presley were only a huge money ticket for Prissy Priscilla all the way until the day, and she hasn't been stopped yet. Maybe someday soon. Any child that's abused will show different effects and behaviors. Riley has a lot to learn about being a parent. I pray she doesn't listen to Prissy, because Prissy B wasn't a mother of any kind, at least a good kind. All right, TCB, TLC, this is Rare Elvis Photos. Share this video around and leave a comment. Let me know if you stayed till the end.